If you've spent enough time in this hobby, you've probably noticed something. Today, we have access to more information than ever before. Better measurements, better engineering, better reviews, better products, and honestly, I think that's a wonderful thing. We understand loudspeakers better than we ever have. We know more about room acoustics. We have access to incredible equipment at just about every price point. And if you're willing to spend a little time learning, there's never been a better time to build a great sounding system. And yet, I can't help but wonder if, somewhere along the way, many of us, including me, have become just a little disconnected from the very thing that got us into hi-fi in the first place. Now, before anyone misunderstands me, this isn't a video about measurements, it isn't a video about expensive gear, it isn't a video about cables, DACs, amplifiers, or frequency response. No, this is a video about us. Because after years of reviewing equipment, measuring speakers, collaborating on loudspeaker designs, and spending countless hours chasing better sound, I've come to realize something. The greatest gift this hobby has ever given me wasn't better sound. It was something much more valuable than that. And today, I want to see if we can find it again. And with a warm welcome back to New Record Day. The funny thing is, I don't think I noticed it happening. It just slowly crept in. There was a time when I couldn't have told you what a speaker's frequency response looks like. I didn't know the difference between a soft dome tweeter and a planar. I couldn't have explained why someone would choose diffusion over absorption on their front wall. I knew almost nothing. And yet, track after track, album after album, I found myself completely captivated, curious, wondering what the next song would sound like. Excited to discover a new artist. Excited to share that experience with someone else. Looking back, I don't think that I was chasing better sound. I was chasing connection. I just didn't know how to describe it yet. Somewhere along the way, though, something changed, not overnight, not because somebody told me to think differently. It just slowly crept in. As I learned more, as I measured more, as I became more aware of what I was actually hearing, I noticed that I was spending less time asking myself, how does this make me feel? And more time asking, how well does this perform? And those are not the same questions. You know, curiosity is a funny thing. My children have it naturally. They don't need dad's permission to wonder. They don't need me to explain to them why something is beautiful before they believe it. They simply experience it. Now, looking back, I think that's exactly how I approached music. I wasn't listening for imaging. I wasn't listening for directivity. I wasn't listening for distortion. I was listening because I couldn't wait to hear what happened next. But as I learned, as I became educated, as I became more aware, something else quietly entered the room. Facts. Now, don't misunderstand me. Facts are wonderful. Knowledge is wonderful, and measurements are wonderful. They have made me a better reviewer, and I genuinely believe they've made our hobby better. But somewhere along the way, I started confusing understanding something with experiencing it. There was even a season where I convinced myself that measurements could tell me how much I was about to enjoy a loudspeaker before I actually listened to it. If a speaker measured beautifully, surely I would connect with it. Then I started reviewing more speakers. Some measured wonderfully and left me emotionally cold. Others measured wonderfully and completely captivated me. Then, down the road, I had the opportunity to collaborate with Danny on the Ali and Maddie loudspeakers. Now, that experience changed the way that I thought about measurements forever. As we listened to different crossover parts, experimented with the network, and watched the final frequency response come together, something dawned on me. A frequency response graph tells me where a speaker ended up. It doesn't tell me how it got there. It doesn't tell me what the soundstage is going to do. It doesn't tell me whether the speakers disappear. It doesn't tell me whether or not I'm going to lose track of time when I listen to those speakers. And that's when I realized I had slowly started confusing performance with connection. Folks, I have spent years trying to become a better reviewer, a better listener, and a better communicator. I've learned more about this hobby than I ever imagined that I would, and honestly, I am grateful for every bit of it. But after all these years, I think I'm starting to realize something. The thing that I was chasing at the very beginning was actually the most important thing of all. Now, I wish I could tell you that once I realized that, I never drifted again. But that wouldn't be true. Even today, I still catch myself headed down the same old road. The difference is, now I know what to look for. One of the first places I catch myself drifting has to do with measurements. There was a season where I honestly believed that if a speaker measured beautifully, I was going to love it. Today, I do actually appreciate measurements more than I ever have, and again, they have made me a better reviewer. They've even deepened my appreciation for great engineering, and they've given me another way to understand what I'm hearing. But every now and then, I have to stop and ask myself, am I trusting this graph more than I'm trusting my own emotional response? Because measurements can tell me a lot about how a speaker behaves. They just can't tell me whether that speaker is going to move me. If I ever find myself forgetting that, maybe it's time to slow down. Another place that I catch myself drifting is money. I have had the privilege of spending time with some incredibly expensive systems. Some of them were absolutely breathtaking. Others left me feeling strangely disconnected. Then I would sit down in front of something far less expensive and completely lose track of time. And that's when I started to realize price can absolutely buy you a lot of things. It just can't guarantee a deeper connection. So every now and then I have to ask myself, am I believing that one more upgrade is going to give me what I'm actually searching for? If the answer is yes, maybe it's time to slow down. One last place that I catch myself drifting, and it might be the easiest to miss, sometimes I catch myself listening with my eyes. The finish, the craftsmanship, the reputation, the story, the price tag. Sometimes I even catch myself listening to what everyone else thinks. And this is before I have spent any time listening to the dang speaker myself. I have done it more than once. So I stop and I ask myself one more question. Am I listening to this system, or am I listening to everything surrounding it, including all of this noise? And if it's the second one, maybe it's time to slow down. And folks, the interesting thing is this. There isn't anything wrong with measurements or beautiful craftsmanship or brand heritage or expensive equipment. In fact, I've learned to appreciate all of those things more than I ever have. I just have to be careful that I never mistake them for the reason I fell in love with this hobby. Hear me. I don't want to love the hobby more than I love the music that brought me here. Because behind every DAC, every turntable, every amplifier, and every loudspeaker, there's a signal. And behind that signal, there's a human being. Someone who had something to say. Someone who created something beautiful. Someone who turned joy or grief or hope or heartbreak into music. And somehow, across years, across countries, across languages, that music found its way into our listening rooms. Think about your favorite song for a moment. Not because it sounds incredible, but because it means something to you. Why? What is it about that song that still reaches into your life after all these years? I don't think that the answer lives in a frequency response or a waterfall plot or the price tag on your system. I think it lives somewhere much deeper than that. And if we're lucky, a great hi-fi system gets out of the way just enough that we can hear it. That's what this hobby has always been about for me. Not collecting equipment, not winning debates, not proving that I was right about this or that. Just removing one more barrier between me and another human being. Which is why I care enough to make this video, because I've been lost more times than I can count. I've chased technical jargon. I've blindly believed opinions simply because enough people repeated them. I've let all of those distractions slowly crowd out my curiosity, my wonder, even my trust in my own emotional response, and I don't think I'm alone. I care because I genuinely want to help people who are just now discovering this hobby. I care because I want to help those of us who have been here for decades. I care because I believe hi-fi can be one of the healthiest hobbies a person can have. In a world filled with noise, uncertainty, and chaos, music has an incredible way of grounding us, helping us heal, helping us remember, helping us connect. That's the glue. It's universal. And the beautiful thing is, it's available to every single one of us. You don't need another upgrade. You don't need another review. You don't need permission from me or anyone else to enjoy the music that moves you. You just have to press play. And maybe that's all we ever needed to remember.